Cool. All right. Yeah, guys, this is Brad here. One of our clients. He's been with us now for about 45 days, I believe. I think it was sort of start of August when you came on. But yeah, Brad's a great agent. He's already got some really great results with us. But yeah, why don't you just kind of, talk about some of the results you've seen so far?
Yeah, so far, yeah, I think it's been about a month and a half. In total, I think it's about 35, 40 leads that I've seen coming in. I was able to have good conversations with the majority of them, and other than that, it's led to four listing appointments with that. Two of them actually, signed. They're ready to go, and
Nice.
the other two, actually, one of them I'm meeting tonight, so I haven't even met with them yet. And then the other one is kind of a messy divorce situation where I met with the wife, she's ready to go, but the husband wants to hang on to the property.
Okay.
So nothing happening there right now, but hopefully we can convert that one as well and go 4 for 4.
Okay. Cool. Nice. And then yeah, just in terms of, other stuff you've done in the past, there's obviously a lot of lead generation out there. Have you noticed kind of any differences with this at all and in terms of what you've, done elsewhere?
Yeah, I mean, I've spent tens of thousands of dollars hiring agencies, doing stuff myself, mainly pay per click, some direct mail, some stuff like that. I would say the main thing here is just uh, people just further down that pipeline. But most of your online leads, they're 6, 9 months out, something like that. It takes, 100 something people to maybe get one. Whereas here, definitely there's people further down. They're interested in selling, interested in at least having conversation. And main thing here too is, I prefer to be on the listing side to better leverage my time. So, online everything I've seen as far as listing leads are like CMAs and things like that, and people that aren't serious or literally just bought their property and like, oh, what's it worth now? So these are actually people again that are further down the line, like, hey, yes, we're interested in having a conversation and selling.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's really good to hear. And then, just before you did come on, also, your books in the call jumped on. Were you a bit skeptical, at all about, going forward?
Yeah, in general, just again, just have dealt with agencies in the past where it's and done stuff myself where it was just hey, what's different here? What is it that actually makes sense with that? So yeah, was kind of putting my calendar like, all right, let's get a few leads here, see how they are, and wasn't sure what to expect, wasn't super hopeful but after I think honestly, I think it was like the first week or two that I got first listing appointment and they're ready to go right away. So it's definitely something I'm glad I moved forward with and look forward to the notifications every day when I get new leads.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Okay, yeah. I mean, just in terms of moving forwards, then, what's sort of your plan, I guess, for the next few months now, with your lead generation side?
Yeah, so I would say with that, I'm big on time blocking. So, I've been able to have this influx of leads. So, from here, just looking to kind of fine tune some things within my business just to make sure I'm able to handle more volume. And then, this being working and being a viable source, just kind of scale and, be able to take in more. Market's kind of slower right now towards the end of the year with the holidays coming up, but hoping to get everything in place that early on next year, scale and really go into next spring and summer and have even some of these people will be ready to list at that point too. So
Yeah.
just really move forward from there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Great. And then yeah, just in terms of, some people there obviously been on the fence with stuff like this. I mean, what would you say to someone who's perhaps considering jumping on, but they're just a bit unsure at the moment?
I would definitely say to jump in. It's definitely you have to work the lead, so you have to have a system in place. But that being said, these are, again, people that are you're not having to sit there and convince them to sell. They've already had that conversation kind of in their head. again, further on down that pipeline. So that does a lot of the selling for you. Where for me, it's more of a marketing piece of, okay, let's help them with their solution now versus, help them with that conversation of if they even want to sell, with that. So I would say that's the main thing. And then again, just work on converting and following up. I actually, the guy today, I haven't heard from him in 2 or 3 weeks. I sent him a few texts, sent him a couple calls, hadn't really responded, and literally reached out today, and he was actually like excited, like, yeah, let's talk tonight. So, just the proofs in the follow up.
Awesome. Amazing. That's really good to hear. And then just to kind of, round it off here, is there any kind of, final tips or just things you want to kind of round off with, say to other people?
Yeah, again, I think it goes back to, this is not just a handed to you on a silver platter. You have to work the leads, and I think being able to just really show them the value that you can provide, as an agent, far why are you different? Why do you stand out? Why should they work with you? And I have personally found, setting that up front, that they already know who I am, what we've accomplished, so what we've done. So literally meeting them in person, I don't have any paperwork, anything with me. We're talking about the property, and they're already pre-sold by the time I get there. So that's what I would really recommend doing it that way. That way you get that kind of out of the way. And that's the thing too, is what I found in the past, that when you're going in speaking to someone, and the whole time you might be talking about the house, but in their head they're like, well, what do they charge, or what are they experienced? They're not really listening to you. So if you can
Mm,
knock all that up front, show that to them, that really makes them a lot more focused and comfortable on, meeting in person, and you're able to actually focus, talk about the property. And
cool.
so yeah, I would say the main thing is, these leads aren't handed to you on a silver platter, so you still have to work them to follow up, things like that. What I like to do is provide them with all the information about yourself, your brokerage, your resume, everything up front, your marketing plan. So that way they already understand that, they already know who you are and what you've accomplished up front, and you can have a more meaningful conversation with them in person, learning about their goals and learning about really what they're looking for, because that's the main thing, is helping them accomplish their goal. And if you approach it that way, by providing value and helping them, you're already standing out versus every agent. And again, by giving all that stuff up front, you're able to have that conversation in person, where you're not talking about the house, but they're thinking about, well, how much is this going to cost, and who is this, and do they have, they're actually listening to you and following along when you're talking about the property. So, yeah, I guess to again summarize, just really provide incredible value, and being able to help solve their problems was the
Cool.
best way to kind of work these leads.
Amazing. Thank you.